Question number 41. For a capex, using the given cost of capital, NPV comes to zero. What should the promoters do? So the answer is, as I just mentioned, if that is the only project which you have before you, then you can simply accept that project and go ahead with it. But if you have other options available, then find out if there is any other project that is going to give you NP which is more than zero. Then of course you go for the project which is giving you higher NPV. And that's your question number 41. Question number 42. Is cost of capital static in nature or it is dynamic? And the answer, of course, is cost of capital for any business and every business is always dynamic. Remember, cost of capital is different for different industries. Cost of capital is different for different geographies. And we know it. Cost of capital in Japan is negative. Cost of capital in America today, of course, it has gone high, but otherwise it used to be 2%. Cost of capital in Europe used to be very low, 1 or 2%. But of course, there also the cost of capital are increasing because of the current geopolitical situation. So the cost of capital, remember friends, is never static. It is always dynamic. It will vary from the geography to geography. It will vary from the industry to industry. It will vary from company to company. It will vary from businessman to businessman also. So that is the answer to your question number 42. And that is cost of capital is dynamic in nature and it is changing. It is changing even for the same businessman, the cost of capital is not going to be same continuously. So as the economic conditions changes, the cost of capital also change for anyone and everyone. Question number 43. Will a cost of capital be the same for every businessman or businesses? And answer, of course, is no. So the cost of capital for Anil Ambani, for Mukesh Ambani, for Sanjeev Bajaj, for Rahul Bajaj, for Narayan Murthy, for Munjals, for Alan Mittal, for Gautam Adani, for all the businessmen that you can think of, the cost of capital is not going to be same. The cost of capital is going to be different for every one of them and for various reasons. Because the sources from where they use the capital, number one, the debt capital they will use, of course, will have a differing cost, and plus their own expectations from their investments will also be different. And therefore, answer to question number 43 is cost of capital will never be the same for different businessmen and for different businesses, because their own costs are different, and therefore their own expectation of returns are different, and therefore these costs will definitely be different for different businessmen and different businesses. Question number 44. XYZ's required rate of return was 15%. He had an opportunity where he was getting an IRR of 18%. तो उनकी required rate of return कितना है? उनका required rate of return 18% है, और लेकिन उनके पास में लकीली एक अपॉर्चुनिटी आई जहां पर उनको 18% कमाने का मौका था. इवन दो उनकी required rate of return is 15%, he got an opportunity where he could have earned 18%, लेकिन उन्होंने he did not go for that opportunity as a better opportunity was available. So now the question is, what should be his reference rate for the investment evaluation from the next project? And answer, of course, is 18%, because since he had an opportunity where he could have earned a return of 18%, and therefore 18% becomes his new reference rate, his new minimum required rate, his opportunity cost, his return expectation, and that is why any new investment that he will consider will need to be benchmarked with a rate of 18%. And that is the answer to question number 44. Question number 45. Why do we discount the future cash flows? Why do we discount the future cash flows?
Time value of money.
Yeah, time value of money. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So we discount the future cash flows Because we understand it very well that value of money today is not same as value of money tomorrow. क्या मतलब है कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर मेरे हाथ में आज 100 रुपए का नोट है और उसकी जो आज वैल्यू है, 1 साल के बाद उस 100 रुपए की वैल्यू उतनी ही नहीं होगी, उससे कम होगी. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर मैं बिजनेस में पैसा आज लगाता हूँ, इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ, तो उसकी एक वैल्यू है और ये बिजनेस मुझे अगले 10, 15, 20 साल तक जो कैश जनरेट करेगा उसकी अलग वैल्यू होगी और वो वैल्यू हर साल कम होती जाएगी, कम होती जाएगी, कम होती जाएगी, कम होती जाएगी. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब यह है कि अगर मुझे कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन लेना है, अगर मुझे इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में इन्वेस्टमेंट का डिसीजन लेना है, तो मुझे कैश फ्लो को कंपैरिजन करने के लिए कुछ टूल डिवाइस करना पड़ेगा. और वो टूल क्या है? वो टूल ये है कि हाउ टू कन्वर्ट द फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. तो हम डिस्काउंट क्यों करते हैं फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज को? वी डिस्काउंट द फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज सो एज टू पुट द फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज at the same level, that is in terms of today, in terms of present. And that is the reason why do we discounting of the future cash flows. Future cash flows को present value में convert करने से क्या होता है? Future cash flows are like oranges. और आप जो बिजनेस में आज पैसा इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो वो है एप्पल. तो आप एप्पल और ऑरेंज को कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते हो. तो आपको अगर एप्पल और ऑरेंज को कंपेयर करना है, उसके लिए आपको क्या करना होगा? उसको आपको ऑरेंजेस को एप्पल में कन्वर्ट करना होगा. सो बाय डिस्काउंटिंग द फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज in terms, by discounting the future cash flows, what you are doing, you are converting oranges into apple. So when you convert the oranges into apple, then you can make a comparison and take a decision, and that is answer to question number 45, and that is why do we discount the future cash flows. Question number 46, while discounting the future cash flows, what do we try to achieve? And as I gave the answer already, so by discounting the future cash flows, what do we try to achieve? We try to achieve apple to apple comparison. We try to achieve making apple to apple comparison possible so that we are able to take investment decision. And that is the answer to your question number 46. Question number 47, is the purpose of discounting future cash flows is to ascertain purchasing power of future cash flows. सो बहुत सारे लोगों को लगता है कि जब हम फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज को डिस्काउंट करते हैं तो हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वी आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट purchasing power of future cash flows, and remember that is wrong answer. That is wrong answer. So by discounting the future cash flows, we are not trying to find out the purchasing power of future cash flows. We are only trying to convert, for me as an investor, the future cash flows in terms of present value, so that I am able to take a decision about those cash flows. Now what does it mean? Why do I say that by discounting the future cash flows, we are not trying to find purchasing power of the future cash flow? That is because, remember, अगर सुनील मित्तल, लक्ष्मी निवास मित्तल, गौतम अडानी, संजीव बजाज, राहुल बजाज, आजिम प्रेम जी, नारायण मूर्ति, ये सारे लोग, रतन टाटा, ये सारे लोग अगर अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट को लेंगे तो आपको क्या लगता है कि ये जो डिस्काउंटिंग रेट यूज करेंगे सेम रेट होगा कि डिफरेंट रेट होगा? आंसर ऑफ कोर्स इज वेरी सिंपल. ऑल ऑफ देम विल यूज डिफरेंट रेट्स फॉर डिस्काउंटिंग. And why they will use different rates for discounting? Because for them the cost of capitals are different, and therefore what all of them are trying to find out, all of them are trying to find out the present value for them of those projects. And that is why when we are discounting the future cash flows, we are not trying to find the purchasing power of future cash flows. अब यहाँ पे जाते जाते मैं आपको इसका भी आंसर कर देता हूँ कि अगर हमको फ्यूचर कैश फ्लो को डिस्काउंट करना है तो उसकी फ्यूचर कैश फ्लो की परचेजिंग पावर कैसे मालूम करेंगे? आंसर ऑफ कोर्स इज वेरी सिंपल. तो अगर हमें फ्यूचर कैश फ्लो की परचेजिंग पावर मालूम करना है तो हम फ्यूचर कैश फ्लो को डिस्काउंट करेंगे बाय द रेट, एंड दैट इज द इन्फ्लेशन रेट. अगर इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट purchasing power, of future cash flows, what will you do? You will not use your cost of capital for discounting of those cash flows. You will use the inflation rate for discounting those future cash flows. और अगर future cash flows को आप discounting inflation rate से discount करोगे तो आपको उसकी purchasing power मिल जाएगी. और याद रखिए कि अगर परचेजिंग पावर को मालूम करना है फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज की, तो फिर वो रतन टाटा हो, सुनील भारती मित्तल हो, लक्ष्मी निवास मित्तल हो, गौतम अडानी हो, संजीव बजाज हो, राजीव बजाज हो, या कोई भी हो, वो सारे के सारे एक ही रेट यूज करेंगे, एंड दैट इज द इन्फ्लेशन रेट. एंड दैट इज द आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन नंबर 47, एंड दैट इज purpose of discounting future cash flows is not to find purchasing power of future cash flows. और अगर आपको फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज की परचेजिंग पावर मालूम करना है तो याद रखिए आप कौन सी रेट यूज करेंगे उसको डिस्काउंट करने के लिए. आप यूज करेंगे इन्फ्लेशन रेट फॉर फाइंडिंग आउट द परचेजिंग पावर ऑफ फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज. क्वेश्चन नंबर 48, इफ वैल्यू ऑफ मनी was to be constant over the years, will you still require to discount the future cash flows? And answer is no. Answer is no. अगर टाइम वैल्यू का कंसेप्ट नहीं होता था, if the value of money is constant, it is not changing with the passage of time, तो हमको डिस्काउंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. हमको सिंपल अरिथमेटिक करना है, यानी कि फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज का टोटल करना है और आज का जो इन्वेस्ट है उसमें से माइनस करना है. जो भी डिफरेंस होगा उसको हमारे इन्वेस्टमेंट से डिवाइड करना है, एंड जो रेट हमको आएगी वो हमारी रेट ऑफ रिटर्न होगी. तो द आंसर टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 48 इज, अगर मनी वॉज टू बी कॉन्स्टेंट, वैल्यू ऑफ मनी वॉज टू बी कॉन्स्टेंट फॉर एवर ओवर द ईयर्स, फिर हमको डिस्काउंटिंग करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. हम सिंपल अरिथमेटिक टोटल करके भी अपने रेट ऑफ रिटर्न को मालूम कर सकते हैं और उसके बेसिस पर डिसीजन ले सकते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 49, if yes, then how will you determine the discounting factor, and if no, then why not? So the answer to question number 49 is, अगर टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी इज सेम फॉर ऑल द टाइम्स टू कम तो हमको डिस्काउंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. और अगर हमको डिस्काउंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज को, तो फिर ये क्वेश्चन नंबर 49 अराइज ही नहीं होता है. एंड दैट मीन्स वी डू नॉट हैव टू डिटरमिन द discount factor. And why do not have to be why do we do not have to determine the discount factor? Because उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. Question number 50, is it possible to find time value of money without COC? And the answer of course is no. Without cost of capital you cannot find the time value of money. And when we say time value of money, that means for the purpose of decision making, for the purpose of corporate decision making, you will not be able to find out the time value of money without using the cost of capital. So cost of capital is something that you have to use in any case for finding out the time value of money. And that is answer to your question number 50. And let me once again make it open to all of you. In case if you have any doubt, any question, any query or any clarification that you would like to have from me, it is open to all of you.